So this is playing right now. Can you explain what's going on in the video?
Well, my theme, the big theme of the year is play. So they give you a word.
Yeah.
And I decided to take that as childhood memories. And I can remember being given a turkey sandwich when I was little.
Back to Everything from Nothing, Ireland's most exciting podcast. And this week we have someone on who actually the podcast wouldn't exist if it wasn't for her. It's Lucy Lambe, who let us when we started the podcast, the first 10 episodes, something like that, we recorded in the Green Sheep, which is her cafe.
Yeah.
And why did you let us do it? Why, when I asked, what was your...
Because I'm a really nice person.
No, yeah, that's fair. That's no.
And you asked.
What did you think when I was asking? Did you think it was weird because nobody's doing local podcasts really, and this was before everyone started doing podcasts as well.
Did you not think we were a nuisance in there as well?
Would you be able to?
But I did think you'd be done by about 2 weeks.
Oh,
really? Yeah, everyone thought that. So turn it up here.
What? Oh yeah, you have it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think the study is the 80% podcasts only do 7 episodes and then they disappear from the face of the earth.
You're doing really well then.
Yeah, doing pretty well.
75.
I don't know, 75 or something like that, and then 20 Friday feed. So,
how many people do you get listening?
It varies. It depends on. Sometimes it depends on the guest. Sometimes you might get
You get about 3 today.
No, but
we get the Fire Street massive listening to this.
That's our fault, though. We just need to get better at interviewing because we're not getting consistent. When we get consistent viewers, that means it's because we're getting there, though. We're starting to figure it out now after couple of years, even. Jesus, that's weird. But yeah, did you think it was? I remember when you watch back the very first episode. I always, when I was talking in parts, I just could see you in the back pulling faces. I don't think you were.
That's my normal face. That's really nasty.
No.
That's a horrible thing.
That's a really nasty thing to say.
You were shaking your head at things I was. You were I don't know. I thought it was it was funny.
I was making coffee in the first episode.
Oh yeah, Hugh just came in and
I was like, hi.
Yeah,
Did it make it real?
Yeah, just give it an authentic.
Yeah, it was you showed up late and just it was funny.
And I used to leave cake for you.
Oh, yeah.
I know, it was really sound. We do really appreciate it. It was really nice doing it in there, and then the whole pandemic and all that stuff, and we ended up here. Which isn't really a cafe. How long is the Green Sheep open and stuff?
7 years this Christmas.
Is it? Oh. And yeah, that's mad.
What made you open a cafe? Because it's quite a competitive old thing, isn't it?
Well, we had the building, and I thought that would be nice.
Yeah.
Just to fill the space he had, was it? Yeah.
Was it already set up as a cafe?
No, not at all. No, it was just an empty area.
Okay, and you saw coffee being served aplenty.
Well, I have to say, Patrick saw coffee being served.
Okay.
No.
But you were happy to go along with it?
Yeah, absolutely. Once all the work had been done and I could just walk in there.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good cafe. It's all local produce and stuff like that, isn't it? It's kind of
Yeah, and the coffee's roasted in Ireland, and it is the best coffee in town.
Yeah, as I always said when I was promoting it before, is if you don't like having a nice time, I won't. If you like having a nice time, I go there. If you don't like having a nice time, I won't go there because Lucy's very friendly. She'll talk to you.
Well, I'm friendly if I like you.
Okay, so don't go if she doesn't like you.
And if she doesn't like you, she'll tell you.
Yeah. So you don't have to worry about it.
That's reasonable enough, though, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Being friendly to people that you don't like is really hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a waste of time, really.
Yeah, it is. I agree. Can't like everyone. Can't be friendly to everyone.
No.
Well.
No, I was just saying it's all local stuff in there, isn't it? It's so you've cheese from Coolini and all these different places, Contas's,
all
apples.
his stuff and drinks and apples, and I make my own chutneys and piccalillis and things.
Do you? That's mad. That's Jesus. I'm always really impressed when people do any form of cooking and baking.
It's not actually that difficult.
Really?
Yeah.
But it's really good. So
Have you been doing it long,
fancy,
or did you just start doing it after the cafe?
I know. I've always made stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know?
I was in a cafe in Nina, a restaurant in Nina, and he was talking about your place. He said, if you go in there and just let her do whatever, it's going to be top notch.
That was Peter Ward.
It was.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean? So
I was in Country Choice, and he said, where are you from? And I said, Thurles. And he said, oh, have you been in the Green Sheep or whatever? I said, I have, yeah. And he said, if you just go in there and just let her do whatever she's going to do, it's going to come out top notch.
as in whatever you're going to cook.
See, I don't have a menu.
Yeah. That's why it's really, you have a very unique
How
place.
does that work then?
It means you eat what I want to make you.
So you just go in and say, can Lucy make me some food, please?
Yeah, see,
That's literally it.
before COVID, when the table was inside, I had a big long table inside,
I remember,
from the podcast.
Yeah.
And you'd get people like Hugh here who would just come and sit down and sort of grunt. And that meant they wanted feeding. And so I just feed them and then they pay me and go away again. It works really well.
That's
And then,
really nice.
you just make something nice.
Menus are overrated anyway.
I think so too.
Fuck menus. What do you want? Do you have a menu when you're at home? No,
Not
you don't.
often, no.
No, you don't.
You see, there was a little place in Portlaoise where I live, like down the bottom of Main Street, and it was this Hungarian guy who'd been a Taoist monk for years, and he did whatever he felt like making on the day.
Yeah.
And that was the thing that you got. And you go in and say, what do you have, Stefan? And he got usually about 3 things on that, and that was what he felt like making that day. But because
That's
of that,
3 things, gosh.
Yeah.
We're Mr. Picky here.
Absolutely.
That's one thing, and there's 2 choices.
But it was always, because it was whatever mood he was in, the food was always really good. And it stayed like really, there was so much variety in it. Like you'd hardly ever get the same thing twice. And I really liked it because, if like, especially if you're vegetarian, there's usually like 2 or 3 things on the menu and they're kind of variable quality and,
Hardline vegans are very difficult.
Really?
Yeah, ones that won't even have honey.
Yeah.
It's like, here,
I only found out.
have a bowl of chickpeas and with a side of leeks.
But so I only heard that the other day that apparently you can't eat honey if you're vegan. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
No.
I was like, I don't, like, that's mad.
Lucy makes a mean bowl of porridge. Like she's won the porridge.
Hugh, he had porridge for breakfast for about 4 years.
Really?
Yeah. He's changed to poached eggs on toast now.
Yeah.
For how many years? For another 4 years?
Probably.
Yeah.
But porridge, you kind of really specialised in it.
I specialised in porridge. I won the porridge awards a lot.
4 or 5 years in a row.
Yeah,
Really?
I'm still waiting for the statues.
That's mad.
Yeah.
What makes a good bowl of porridge?
Me.
Pretty much does, though. It's kind of less is more, isn't it, Lucy?
Less is more.
What might the other elements be?
We don't like to mess with the porridge.
No. So like what? Water and let the oats speak.
Yeah.
Do you use milk or water?
No.
It depends what my customer wants.
No milk.
Really?
No milk or water. It's just a bowl of oats. Oh God, no, that's the horses.
Yeah, Lucy's big into ponyback riding.
Ponyback riding.
Ponyback riding. I had horses.
What does that mean?
What is ponyback riding?
Yeah, what is that? I've never heard of
Something
it.
that they had.
What is it? It's your thing.
No one calls it ponyback
What
riding.
do
Wait, what
That
is
was
it?
what they called it in Enid Blyton novel.
Yes.
Yeah, and where you had slabs of chocolate cake and lashings of ginger beer.
Yeah, that's what she
Lashings,
does. She
yeah.
takes her kids down to the river ponyback riding where they have a picnic.
And is that just like getting onto ponies?
Yeah.
What do you mean by ponyback
Yeah.
riding? Okay.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay, right, yeah.
Giddy up.
Yeah. Trot on.
Isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Trot on is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you get into ponyback riding?
Actually, how did you get into ponyback riding?
I didn't. I had no pony.
Yes, you did.
Had I?
I thought you had a pony.
No, I never had a pony.
Oh, you poor thing.
I know it was.
Every child should have a pony.
It's a sad.
When you're saying ponies, do you mean ponies and not horses? Because I know a lot of people in Ireland just as slang call ponies, like call horses ponies. They do. Right? Like, they say, oh, go to the pony races, but there's no pony. Do you know what I mean?
I'm not
A pony
technically
is
proficient.
like up to 14 two hands.
Yeah, no, I know.
14
I understand the difference, but in Ireland,
The
do slang.
viewers.
The viewers. Hello, viewers.
I know that, but like people say, oh, like an old Irish man might say, like, but you're not an old Irish man, so it's probably not you. So you just ponies are. I don't know. Like people in Ireland, I've heard them say like
they're all ponies, really.
Yeah, I've heard them say like, oh, they're
And you're
going
training
to
them.
pony race, but doesn't.
You can train them and stuff, don't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
And
Can't house train them, but you can train them.
but that's your thing. How'd you get into that?
From being a kid riding
Oh, yeah.
ponies, yeah.
Oh,
I did that when I had a shit shovel in my hand working at the stables from when I was about 8.
No.
Yeah.
I loved free labour like you. It was great.
Yeah, well, we used to get £2 a day for about the first 3 years. So you'd work all day
£2 a
Saturday,
day?
all day Sunday. And I had
You were
my
spoiled.
own horse that was kept there. But like, we were like the poor kids. Like, my horse was bought, like it was going to be gone to the meat factory, whatever. So it was at a local market for about 200 quid.
Okay.
That's
And
mad.
the chestnut mare.
Did you win much?
Do you know what? We got so lucky with that horse. Like, it was a chestnut mare, unbroken. It was about 3.5 years old. And like, she turned out to be an amazing horse with very little effort. So like, yeah, you could do all like the fancy dressage things and stuff like that. I mean, I didn't win loads. So I spent more time working and looking after other people's horses to afford my own horse. But like, yeah, we did sort of regular competitions and that. So yeah, you get a good few clear rounds and a good few.
Did you belong to Pony Club?
No, I didn't.
What's Pony
great.
Club?
It's for the rich people.
What is
Pony
it?
Club is this club where these kids go and they have lessons and they go to camp and,
And
they
gym
do
corners.
and compete
Yeah.
and do all these brilliant competitions.
Okay, and it's not racing. It's just like show jumping and who has the prettier horse kind of thing.
No, it's just like
I'm learning here.
it's
a
just
pretty hard.
a shared interest thing, but they teach you how to better look after your horse. And
Okay.
Like it's like
There's
Shouldn't
a
there be,
brilliant
like-
competition called the Minimus, where they go away for the weekend and they have to run, swim, and ride over the weekend, and all their and their scores are all added up.
Oh, right. Oh, that's mad. That's
so
cool.
we
That's
used-
more fun.
We used to train them at Thurles Racecourse, and we used to make them run round.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'd be driving my Jeep, and it would be lashing rain or whatever, and they'd be on the race course, and I'd be on the ambulance track going, run faster!
That's funny.
Yeah.
but don't you think that like definitely I would say, because I started horse riding when I was about 8, and then I started working there from when I was 12, and it was literally every single weekend, all day, every day in the school holidays.
Yeah.
Like, it is the absolute making of you, because you work and you understand that discipline. And the 2 women that ran the stables, they used to buy and sell horses as well, so they'd often be off, and there were 3 of us all around the same age as teenagers running the place. You know,
It's great, and you were free. Well, £2 a day, like.
But like, you got like, I don't know, people would bring like, because like richer people kept their horses there, so they bring us like food at the weekend and stuff like that. Like, everyone sort of like minded you a little bit.
Bring you food at the weekend.
Yeah, we thought it was great.
We used to go around after the hunt with no horses. We were so poor. We were so poor. We go out around. Does that still happen? Where people
Looking for dead
You- no,
foxes.
run-
to eat.
No,
Yeah.
you go out on foot
Yeah,
and
we
you
went
follow
out-
them in the car.
Yeah, no, we'd go out with on foot and we'd follow along with coconuts, pretending we had horses. You know, that's what we were so poor. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't have a
Life in Ireland.
Yeah, exactly. But it was
70s.
great fun.
Yeah, I used to follow my kids in the car when they were hunting.
Pretending we had a horse.
So, and what would you hunt?
Oh,
Rabbits.
the poor people. No,
The guys like me going around with coconuts, pretending we had horses.
the coconut people. But they were a little bit fast sometimes.
They were awfully cruel, I have to say. You know.
The coconut people.
But I know we used to have
Is
great
that more
fun.
or less humane than hunting foxes?
I don't know.
That's you could argue it, couldn't you? Like,
But you could have great fun with the coconut thing, couldn't
Yeah.
you? Going,
And when they kind of dropped in a ditch, we'd go after the foxes because they were a bit faster.
well,
of
that's
a
what you did. I
challenge.
wonder where you went.
Yeah, more of a challenge.
that's mad.
So
So
Lucy has some big news just hot off the press, haven't you?
What is it?
Big news.
oh, did you know I'm an Irish citizen now?
No way. That's mad. Do a clap here.
Can you would you sing the national anthem for us, Lucy?
Oh, you have to do that, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. And you to fully like you to do it on a podcast
Yeah.
live,
No,
like to
actually-
fully.
Or a couple of focal, maybe.
No,
Yeah.
I paid over €1,000 for it.
Me too.
So that actually
You can
means that
skip
you
that
don't
part.
have to learn. You just
When,
have to pay
Okay.
money.
when did yours
You
come
can get-
through?
About 3 weeks ago.
Do you
I got
feel
mine
Irish?
in.
Do I feel Irish? I feel European now.
Mine
Nice.
was
is
in
better.
March 2020. I was the last ceremony before all the COVID lockdowns.
I'm quite glad there wasn't a ceremony.
Oh, it was painful.
So, so you didn't get because you got like, what were you saying, like a flag and stuff?
Oh,
you didn't get a flag.
Did you get your little Irish pen flag?
To give you
No, I got a certificate and a letter from Helen McEntee telling me that she'd love me to share my traditional culture.
What did you? Your traditional culture? Wait, what? Really?
Did you know you were English?
Wait, what?
I've been here for 25 years.
Mad. That's how it said to share.
Yeah.
Wow.
Welcome.
What do you think of Peg Sayers?
Funny.
Love her scarves.
Yeah.
Who's Peg Sayers?
Oh my God.
Sayers?
Right, he should be stripped of his nationality
Exactly.
immediately.
Why is it misery upon misery? That's
He talked about your one before.
From the Blaskets and her.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Remember they pulled out that
Did
book.
you just say, what's the Blaskets?
Remember they pulled out that old book
And she
there.
got her nationality.
Do you remember that little book they pulled out in the Halloween book? Little Peg.
Peg
Seamus pulled it out of his bag in the
Peg of
Halloween
the
book.
misery.
Miserable.
Yeah, you're talking about your one.
She lived over in the Blaskets and
Yeah.
suffered upon suffering. Suffering upon suffering.
No
Yeah.
interest.
And then everybody dies belong to her. One's dead, two's dead, three's dead.
Did
It's a lovely book.
Really?
was there much of a fascination about misery in England as the way there was in Ireland? Like,
Well, I suppose we had the Late Late Show, so we got, we could watch the misery going on here.
oh, you could watch it, could you?
Yeah, the Late Late
Oh,
Show
wow.
was on.
Channel?
I
Gay
never
Byrne.
had it.
On what channel?
Did you never see it?
No, I never heard of it till I
It was
came
on
here.
during the day.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
no.
And would you just watch that thinking that was back in time,
When
or
was
just...
that? What kind of era was that? And
Long time ago.
The 70s.
I was still living at home. So, no, 80s.
That's
heard
mad.
of that. I never heard the.
You probably weren't skiving from school,
Yeah,
were
I
you?
was. I did a lot of.
I think it was on
striving
after
for
Home and
school.
Away.
Really?
That's mad.
Wow.
So we used to watch Gay Byrne with his beige set, wearing a beige
Wow.
Did you
suit.
like him?
He was very beige. I mean, if you were into beige, it was really
But
good.
would people watch the Late Late Show over there ironically, or did people actually like enjoy it? Like,
I'm not sure.
What
Yeah.
about Days of Our Lives? Did you watch that?
No, we didn't
Yeah.
have Days of Our
I
Lives.
love
I
it.
was
Did
that.
you? You probably had all the
Yeah.
channels, you see. We only
No.
had the two.
We had. Well, like as they came out, for most of my life, it was channels 1, 2, and 3, and then Channel 4 came out, and we had a bit of that as well. And
Channel 4 was great.
Channel 4 was brilliant.
Yeah.
Really good.
all we had was podcasts.
Yeah.
That's all we had growing up.
Well, you're only a baby anyway.
Deprived.
We'd
Was
RT1 and
deprived.
RT2 and on a black
And that
white
was
telly.
enough.
Oh,
Yeah,
what more would they want?
Do
And
you
I
remember
used to
getting
love-
up and changing the channel and having arguments about
I,
turning the TV up because you had to get up and, and twiddle the knobs?
Yeah,
Kind of like going for a wee in the middle of the night.
It is, isn't it? You really don't want to do it, but you really need to.
When you couldn't hit the button and you had to tune it in to get like.
Or hit the
right.
side of it to get the thing to tally up properly. You know, it started blinking.
had
Like.
that.
No, I think we had a better TV than yours.
Ours was shit. And but ours used to heat the room.
that one does.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Yeah.
But we used to get great heat out of it, but we'd never
That's
see what
funny.
was going on.
Probably
It was
best.
from my grandfather's house. It was black and white. Nice fight with other kids in school who said Bosco had red hair when I knew it was black. Yeah. 'Cause I saw it on telly.
That's so good. I love that.
Yeah. I used to be jealous when video machines
Oh, me
came
too,
out.
yeah.
What were
And all
video?
my
machines?
friends-
like video to watch
VCR.
VCR tape.
Yeah.
Or Betamax.
Yeah, yeah.
And everybody else had one except for our house.
Yeah, same here.
That's
We used to
mad.
hire one from the movie club when my cousins came down on the holidays. Like, but
We had one because my mum didn't want to talk to us.
oh,
We were the first people with the
Oh,
microwave.
my mum
soda
wouldn't
stream
stop talking
and-
to us.
Oh no, we
Really?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
your mother's lovely. I met your mother.
You met my mother. She's as mad as a box of frogs, that
Yeah.
woman.
Does she live over here or back?
No, thank
No, but I'm
God.
trying to find her a place.
That's why I stay in Ireland.
I'm
because
trying
my
to find her a
other-
place.
You're trying to get her a place here, is that?
No,
I've
I.
spotted a few places. And for Janine's mum as well.
Janine's mum really needs to move over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's Janine?
Janine Kennedy, our
Yeah.
good friend,
Yeah.
whose mother lives in Canada.
Yeah.
Oh.
And she's lovely. Mum.
Everyone at home watching will know anyway.
She
who you're
likes all
talking
of my
about.
Facebook posts.
Cool.
Yeah.
What? So you're doing art college now?
I
That's
am.
a big chapter in your life.
It's like play school.
Really? Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Where you're doing it in? Where's it? Limerick, right?
Yeah.
LSAD.
Yep.
Throughout since I've met people there since I was 15, and they're all mad. Everyone that goes there, they're mental.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone that attends that college, they're mental.
Yep.
Full stop. No,
Yep.
there's no exceptions. They're
No
all mental.
arguments here.
But yeah, what's it like anyway? Is it fun? Like, is it?
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what kind of is what impression I got of it? Like, I've heard of people going to lots of other art colleges, and a lot of it's very pretentious, being told like, you can't, you have to make this mistake in this way, you know, like you have to do that splatter and that. But like that college actually sounds like it's really free and it's actually like really letting people do what they want. Did you find that? Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You do exactly what you like.
Yeah.
There's all these studios on the first year floor. There's loads of studios and they all have a different discipline in them. And you're supposed to do a sketchbook and you're meant to sort of work it out what you're doing.
Yeah.
But I don't. I just go in on a Monday morning and go, ooh, clay.
Yeah.
Maggoty sandwiches.
Sorry?
Did you do a maggoty sandwich?
I did do a maggoty sandwich.
Is there any chance you'll be able to send on the video and I can put it up on the screen at home?
Yeah, do you want the wriggly one?
Yeah, so if you send on that. So as what you're watching at home now is a video of a maggoty sandwich.
It's art, actually.
So,
it's art.
So this is playing right now. Can you explain what's going on in the video?
Well, my theme, the big theme of the year is play. So they give you a word.
Yeah.
And I decided to take that as childhood memories. And I can remember being given a turkey sandwich when I was little. And being sat in the back garden with this Turkish sandwich for hours. I don't know why. And so I decided to make it. So I spray painted a chair black and hung it on the wall and then put a big turkey sandwich on it and left it there for days. And then about, 6 or 7 days later, some kids came running up going, oh my God, have you seen your sandwich? And I was like, yeah. I said, have you looked underneath the bread? So I went and had a look and picked up the top and there was all these maggots kind of writhing about in there.
Dancing.
Yeah. So I went, ooh, I must go and get my camera, which they thought was really weird. So I just took a video of it and...
So it wasn't the intentions for them to grow.
I just wanted to see what would happen.
That's mad, yeah.
I thought one of the starving students would just take it and eat it.
Or something, yeah.
You still have that sandwich?
Yeah, it's in a museum now. Yeah.
Did you ever wonder who was looking under the bread? Or would it have been very nosy and just someone was like seeing what was in your sandwich?
I think it was because the bread was moving.
Oh yeah, that's like gives probable cause for searching there. That's what that is.
I did when I was a teenager. I had a little bit of drink that I was left by the side of my bed, and it got neglected for a little while and started to grow blue-green mold things. It started to look really pretty though. There was all sorts of shades and colours and stuff going in it, and I got really it was lovely.
That's
and
cool,
at night I could hear it like bubbling and burbling away.
That's mad.
And then one day for a joke, I had one of those alarm clocks with 2 bells on the top. My friend set it for like 2:30 in the morning for the crack. And I somehow didn't notice and just clicked the bar on, thought it was set for like 7 as it always was. And it went roaring off in the night. And I grabbed what I thought was the alarm clock, and it was this glass, my little lovely garden of growing stuff, and did that with it and covered myself in these little pretty pieces of that in itself was art.
That is mad.
Yeah, it was art.
On my neck like that.
Yeah.
I just threw the maggots into a bin outside.
Released them to the wild.
I released them to the wild.
Your children, let them go.
Yeah.
Run
free, my pretty.
What's the weird, like, what is there anything, what's like the weirdest, most obscure thing you've seen someone creating in there where you questioned if it was art or if it was dangerous or
murder.
Some murder?
Was it art or murder?
It's all subjective, really.
Yeah.
Sexual assault. Was it? Is that art or sexual assault? Who knows?
Depends where it takes place. If it's in a studio, it's art.
God.
Well, what did you see?
I suppose the maggoty sandwich is probably...
Yeah, it must be the worst thing that's ever been in there. Well, the most beautiful thing, should I say. Sorry, Craig.
And I tried to recreate it, but I thought the health and safety thing is a bit mad. So I got this big glass vase and put it over another sandwich.
Yeah.
But obviously there weren't enough fly eggs on the stuff.
That's mad.
So that just grew mold.
Yeah.
I was a bit upset because I wanted them to turn into flies, and then you'd have a glass jar full of flies.
Yeah. And what's it like going the feeling of like had you done college or like anything?
No, I got
like
expelled from college when I was younger.
What's the story behind that? Are you able to...
Me?
Why?
Because I argued with a lecturer.
Misunderstanding,
it was a misunderstanding.
What were you studying in college, and why did you get expelled?
It was equine business management in agricultural college. An agricultural college in Sussex.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mad. And
I was kind of asked to leave, kind of. But I said I'd leave as well. It was mutual agreement.
Okay.
Well, you see, you're there all week, and then they ask you to stay on for weekends sometimes to muck out.
Yeah.
And like, I kind of said, I don't need to do that because I know how to do that already.
But that whole industry is full of free labor, like you said. Like,
and what was the worst thing was one of the lecturers who I didn't particularly like. I used to sit at the back of the classroom and he'd be doing like physiology or whatever, and I'd be correcting his spelling. And that sort of thing. He didn't like that. And then he was bringing a load of people around the college.
Yeah.
And I may have called him a wanker.
And he didn't like that either.
Didn't like that. I think I lasted about 6 weeks.
That's mad.
Weren't you working in a hospital or something after that? Did you, or what? Did you?
That was before that. When I got back from Australia, I worked in a big psychiatric hospital.
No way. Was that fun?
It was great.
Yeah.
which one?
Hellingly,
Where's that?
Sussex. It's a huge, great big place. It used to be completely self-sufficient.
Yeah,
So it had a
loads of those in
farm
the
and a
UK.
cobblers
they were
and
lovely.
everything.
What was it like?
It was a big red brick place.
Yeah.
Oh,
And some people had been born there
Wow.
because sometimes you just have a flick through
Yeah.
the notes to see, and there were people that were born there. That there was
like people
probably
of the
nothing,
patients. Like,
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah.
and they would have just been kept there.
It's like starting
Whoa.
a movie.
And there was a secure unit in the woods
what, the kids would
where
have been kept
murderers
there?
were kept.
Whoa, that's bizarre.
Yeah, but they didn't know like anything else. Like what? Like where would
Oh well, that's okay then.
you know if their parents? But that was the view. Like, that was the view at the time. Was like, what do you do with them? Like how? Like you know, there
I feel
wasn't sort of
anywhere
care
else
in the
but there.
community in the same way. Like the view, the attitude was totally
There
different.
was no independent living
That's
back then
mad.
and all
I
that.
feel like anywhere else would be better than there. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really weird.
But we were lovely
That's
to
mad.
them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and you didn't actually have to leave the place, which is why I left in the end, because you could kind of feel that you were getting a little bit institutionalized yourself.
Wow. Yeah.
Because I lived in the nurses' home and there was a subsidized social club.
Oh wow.
So drinks were really cheap. So
And did you find like you were going a bit mad yourself?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'd say you would like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you like?
So then I left there and went and lived in an Airstream caravan.
Oh wow.
Looking after horses, but it had no water and no electricity. And it was the winter. So it was a bit chilly.
Wait, that's mad.
There's always those caravans on site where like workers live at stables and stuff.
And do people in there tell you any bizarre stories or mad life stories or
Yeah, and I used to believe them.
like what? Like what can?
You know, because I was only 19.
Yeah.
We had one man turn up. I worked on a locked ward with elderly ambulant people,
Yeah.
so they could run away. So you had to lock the door. And there was another one where this was a long time ago. It's not like this now.
It's actually amazing how quickly attitudes have changed because they were like that for so long.
I know.
There's nothing like that now.
I was in a place like that when I was a kid. Like,
Really? Were you
I
were?
wasn't the
Were you an
patient.
inpatient?
No, I was just visiting.
Okay.
But I remember.
Is that what they told you?
Yeah.
I just visited.
It was just a
Passing
big
through.
long visit. That's
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, we had one man that came in and he told me that he discovered the cure for cancer, but
Really?
nobody would believe him.
Fair play to him.
No way.
And I was like, whoa, really? And I went to the charge nurse and said, you know, he shouldn't be in here.
That's so funny.
Oh, what did she say?
Well, it turned out that he had, toxic psychosis?
Okay.
So all he needed was a poo.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
what?
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
bad for
I
you.
know
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, shit, I told you that before.
Yeah, all he needed was a
But-
poo.
but the
so
guy-
a week on Senecott and he was
fine.
clear as a
But the
whistle.
guy,
Clear as a
that's
whistle.
just the guy you're talking about who taught you the cure for
And had
cancer.
you forgotten
just
the
needed
cure
a
for
poo.
cancer when you had
That's
the poo?
mad.
The poo? Did all that secret go out with the poo?
I think
That
it
was
did.
the cure for cancer. Poo. Like, that's all.
Regular shit.
Just
It's
go.
actually the preventative measure
Yeah.
of cancer.
That's mad.
But they were lovely because I love old people anyway. So
Yeah,
it was lovely working with them.
That's mad.
And have they influenced your art?
Yeah.
No, because I'd actually forgotten
No.
that.
So you can make
that
things
period of my
you
life.
can make things with poo now to remember him.
Jeez.
Probably not.
No.
Yeah.
There's a limit in there.
Because they were still doing ECT there.
Oh.
What's
Still do
ECT?
ECT.
Then-
now.
oh, it's horrible to watch.
What's that?
Yeah,
Horrible to watch.
electroconvulsive therapy.
Oh,
So
really?
it's
Yeah.
when people have
Wait,
like...
they're
But they
still
are
doing it?
happier afterwards.
Whoa.
Because it stopped.
Wait, they're still doing it?
Yeah, they do it in
Whoa.
several centres in Ireland still.
Yeah.
For some people it
swear
seems
by
to
it.
work. Like people that have depression that doesn't respond to any kind of treatment, and they literally become catatonically depressed, so they're not moving.
Oh, that's
like
mad.
everything, they can't care for themselves, they can't anything. I mean, it's a big legal process to get it approved. Like, it's not just like you.
But do you
don't
think it
just
actually
fucking
does
send
work
people.
for people?
Well, I think it did for
some
Florrie because
people
she
it
went
does.
down there not great, and 2 days later she was.
Alive and kicking.
There's some patients that have been having it like every few years for a couple of
Whoa.
decades
Terrible,
because they just reach a point where
But do
they
you think
stop
is
functioning.
It's like a reset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
I
think
mean,
it's
if it
like jumping in
works for
cold
them, I
water
suppose,
or
yeah.
something like that? Is it that kind of a thing that
Jumping in
No,
cold
you can't
water.
really-
Yeah, do you ever,
explain it.
like if you jump into
Yeah.
freezing cold water,
it is a horrible traumatic
Like, it's a
thing
shock,
to watch.
yeah.
It's a shock, but you
Yeah.
actually feel brilliant when you come out. Like,
But if you look
but
up
that's a
Hellingway
natural way. They
Hospital,
should do that probably.
there's all these photos of the place because it's just a ruin now. And we broke in there at some point. Allegedly, and had a walk around, and it's really spooky. And there's still all the chairs and all the corridors. It was on a grid system, and they're all different colours. And if you had an escapee old lady, we used to have one that used to go around singing. So you'd have to stop at an intersection and listen to where the singing came from, and then run down that
Whoa.
one. Yeah,
Just
but it was
that's-
very spooky. Very
That
spooky.
sounds spooky,
the first
yeah.
place I worked in Ireland was in St. Fintan's in Portlaoise, and that, like, we went through into the old part, like, and it was literally the same. Like, they'd just taken patients out and all the chairs and people's cubicles. There were like towels still in there and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really creepy.
That's
Well, the
mad.
place where the college is an old Magdalene laundry.
Really?
And the student now they're done up. Not they're not very smart, but they're lovely.
With the
but
college you're in now?
Yeah.
So, okay,
Limerick,
right.
yeah.
So you've still got a lot of, like, the church is the
Yeah.
old chapel.
Wow.
And there's still sort of
Do you ever
religious stuff around.
find with those places, even not the ones that are abandoned, but yeah, places that are being reused, like that sort of like the energy or the just, I don't know, there's something lingers there. So I always find that even in places where that they're being used and stuff, there's something lingers about stuff where bad events happen. I don't know what it is. Did you find that walking around there? And
It does give you the heebie-jeebies in some of it. But excuse me. Isn't it great that a place that was full of religious people is now, people are painting penises and putting them on the wall, do you know, and
I like
being
that.
mad.
No
And
better remedy.
Yeah,
for that
yeah.
than a
it
few
kind of
penises
counters
on the wall.
the evil nun thing.
Yeah, that's actually, I like that. That makes sense. I agree.
I think
with
it's a
that.
great thing
That's
to do
cool.
with it.
All like those places should be turned into like the extreme opposite of it to really
Yeah.
sort of
Something that
overpaint it.
re-energizes and
Yeah.
reboots it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hugh never texts when we have guests on.
Never, ever.
Never.
Just for.
Can I get a glass of water?
Yeah, of course. Just either from the.
How much is the water?
What?
How much is the water?
What do you mean?
What's the cost? We sell water here,
Why don't you use tap water?
I don't know. I do. I use tap water. I love
Tap
the
water in Furnace
fluoride.
is rotten.
I love
It is actually,
It's
especially on a
horrible.
Thursday.
Like
but I like the fluoride in it.
it's not even about
Free.
fluoride. It's just horrible.
Thank you.
The fluoride comes free in it.
People will drink it because out of a statement because they're like I don't believe the fluoride thing is fluoride's good for your mouth and stuff, but like the water is rotten. Like the pipes are bad for you. They're horrible. Like there was letters sent out to people I know in Thurles, letters saying don't drink the tap water from the county council. Like all the pipes are connected. Like so, I don't know. Like the county council said don't drink the tap water. So I'm not.
Lucy, what made you? Sorry to chip in.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just always interested when people like, what made you go to art college now? Because like I've changed careers and things a few times and stuff. Like what triggered it now? You to do it? Do you think?
Because I'm getting old.
Yeah.
Was it kind of now or never, or just
Yeah, and with COVID and stuff, the shop isn't as busy anymore.
Yeah.
So I may as well do it now. And I
Yeah.
think with COVID, you kind of think, well, I should just do what I want.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think that's been one of the positive things of it.
Because
as
you
well,
could
like.
drop any second.
Yeah,
Good.
it's really true. And was it weird going back there, or did you just not care? Just like was it?
I think when you get to 52, you don't care.
Yeah.
You just go and do your maggoty sandwiches.
Yeah, I that's what I look up to. Like I don't like this whole like there's like certain people who are I don't know maybe even like the celebrities I look up to aren't like rock stars who think they don't care like oh I wear what I want, but you're wearing like they're all like they're doing what the whole I don't care thing, and they really care more than anyone else on the planet. The people I look up to are like I don't know, certain people who are like of older ages who just don't care, who talk about that. They say like you just get to an age where you don't care anymore. So like I want to not. That's what I want to take their advice like on how to not care now before like that, like rather than the sort of false I don't care.
Well, I took the dogs for a walk the other day and forgot to take my wellies off before I went into college. So I spent the whole day wearing a big pair of wellies.
You forgot to take them off?
I forgot to take them off and put shoes on, or trainers or whatever.
Wait, when did you forget to take, like, getting out of the house, like, or?
I took the dogs for a walk and then got in the car and went to college.
Oh wow, that's mad. That's class. That's not caring. That's
but then you can call that kind of performance art, can't you?
Yeah, when you're in there, you can. Anyway,
Yeah.
Did anyone say anything?
No, because there's
Scared.
No, I don't think they're scared somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of wacky people there. There's one young man who wears 6-inch stilettos and can still run up the stairs two at a time.
That's cool.
Wow.
That's
That's impressive.
That's
Why are
really
stilettos?
impressive.
Are they like high
Pointy
heels?
heels, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, big heels.
Pointy high heels.
Whoa, 6 inches.
It makes him about
that's
8 foot tall.
Does he wear them
That's
like with a
mad.
platform, or are they just a straight heel
It
on a
depends.
flat?
Depends on
Because with a
what
bit of
goes
a
with his
platform, they're
outfit,
much
really.
Are they
easier to walk in.
I don't know. I've never worn them.
I don't
wouldn't say
think
it.
they
It
really
looks
feel
quite
like
comfortable.
your ankles being dislocated. They're easier to wear if they have a platform sole than if they're just a straight spike.
pointy
I think
Yeah,
I've
like
seen him in
small.
both types.
Yeah, that's
Or would
really
you wear
impressive.
runners as well sometimes? No.
No, he's only got 2 feet, so it's stiletto.
Like on a different
just
day,
the
would
Oh, on a
stiletto.
different day.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is good to see more of an Ireland where it's weirder to see someone wearing dirty wellies in a college than stilettos. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
would be weirder to me because in there, the stilettos would be okay. You'd expect that, but the dirty wellies, times have changed in Ireland. Normally, everyone used to wear dirty wellies.
They weren't that dirty.
Yeah, where are you getting the dirty?
Yeah, did I say dirty?
Never-
Well, you took the dog for a walk. I just
I
imagine.
didn't say
the
where I
dirty.
took the dog
I
for a
just
walk.
ima-
Did I say dirty? I think you're making a presumption.
I did. I just imagine
Were
there's
they
just this
hunters?
trail.
No, they were Eagle ones.
Okay.
I got them for Christmas. 3
I
years
think
ago.
there's such a big difference, like, because my first degree was art and like art history, art therapy, and everyone, like, at the time I had like pink, blue, purple, green hair, like everything, loads of earrings, like multiple piercings, all of that, and nobody paid any attention. But if I'd gone to medical school like 20 odd years later like that just wouldn't have been, you couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's such a difference in
so I
culture
suppose
around it.
if your oncologist walks in, sort of dripping in piercings and tattoos and stuff, I suppose
Yeah.
you wouldn't really
I've-
like that.
Well, the piercing, I understand if it's like but like I feel like it's changing though. Even the tattoos.
I think it is definitely changing. Like, there's a lot more doctors that I would know that have piercings and tattoos and
If
things
I
like
was
that.
a patient, I'd feel more comfortable with that, like, because you'd like be able to. I don't know. It makes them feel more human or something. Like,
Yeah, but can you imagine getting on a plane and the pilot's got like a Mohican and calls himself Captain Snot or something? Would you want him to be in control of your plane?
I would.
Probably
I'd be
not.
ready. I'd be ready to go down with Captain
think-
Snot. Like, I'd be ready.
I'd like to think that he'd still clearly got all the same qualifications. I'd like to
Yeah.
think that I could be like, well, he's obviously been through the training system, and
Are you scared of flying? No. See, I'm petrified.
Okay.
And
Me
I have
too.
to take tablets to fly.
But Captain Snot would be my tablet.
No, not Captain Snot. When I went to go and get married in America,
Yeah.
and on the way out there, I just took lots and lots of tranquilizers, but I took too many and didn't have enough to get back.
Okay.
And so I was very nervous, and it was time before they'd blown up loads of planes, so you could actually go and sit with the pilots.
yeah.
So I was really pleased with this Aer Lingus flight, and there were these 2 guys, grey hair, hats on, maps out. No, I know they were eating donuts before I went up into the cockpit,
Yeah.
but they had all their maps out and
Trying
they
to find Ireland.
trying to find Ireland exactly.
Yeah.
But it was,
Yeah, with their glass, trying to read the map.
with their Guinness.
and they were definitely not Captain Snot, so it made me feel better.
That's fair. Oh, I'm not that comfortable with flying. Like, I think I'd be more. Were you up in the front part of it? Is that what you mean?
That's the cockpit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you
I
not
used-
scared? Would that make me? I'd hate to see it.
because I have control issues, and I knew if something went wrong,
you could press a
I
few
could
buttons.
step in.
Yeah. I probably would be like that. I'd be like, yeah.
I used to fly.
I like to be up the front of
I used
the
to
plane.
fly with Captain Snot to Plymouth.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, with an airline now that's gone bust.
A.B. Shannon, no?
No, which will remain nameless in case they
No,
start.
the name will be up and above here. We will link you to their Facebook page.
But it was definitely Captain Snot was flying it, and they might or might not fly depending on whether they had money for fuel, basically. They went broke in the end.
Wait, like a
What were they
commercial
called?
plane?
Yeah. They were, I'm not going to say it.
We can
Because
beep
we
it out.
used to
We'll beep
fly
it out.
A.B.
I will
Shannon.
beep it out. Okay, right. I don't know.
A.B. Shannon, I was on a plane there and I had I think Phoebe was about, 10 weeks old or something. Patrick was there and there were a couple of cousins that we didn't know were on the plane. They were there. And they tried to take off 3 times and we ended up on the grass every
used to have
time.
stuff like that, yeah.
And then he came on the loudspeaker and said, there's a light on the dashboard.
And we don't,
I don't know what
And
it is.
He said it's something to do with the air pressure. So we're going to fly home at 10,000 feet instead of 30. And it was raining and everything. And I stood up with this baby under my arm and said, let me off. Like, I'm not doing dam busters through the Brecon Beacons, thanks very much.
Yeah.
And they had to come and collect me in a van off the runway.
No.
Were you the only person that said, let me off?
Yeah, everybody else was just crying. And
I would say I wouldn't care. I wouldn't give a shit. I'd get me off as well. Like when it comes to planes, no.
and then they
way.
just flew me home the next day.
Yeah.
Our airline that I'm talking about, it was on Joe Duffy or something, giving out that like they might or might not fly depending if they had money or whatever.
Yeah.
If they sold enough of tickets.
God.
So we went down to Cork and my father was wound up by this whole thing of Joe Duffy. And we went down and Old Cork Airport was like a tiny little crappy shed.
It was brilliant, wasn't it?
It was a shed. And there was little stands where they'd hang the name of the airline on the front of a timber stand, and that was your thing. And it was like the Aer Lingus people were there, and my father started talking to them, and they could kind of sense that he wasn't happy with his airline, and they were winding him up, saying, "Oh yeah, they'll only fly if they get enough of customers," and all this sort of nonsense.
That's mad.
So this little pilot comes with his little hat, and he goes, "Oh, sorry, sir, we won't be flying today. The weather isn't suitable."
The weather, yeah.
And he goes, "Hey, you took his money. You're flying him."
And did he listen? Did he take you?
Oh, not at first, but
Wait, actually got him to take the plane up.
he's going, "I'm sorry, sir, it's very dangerous." He said, "Not at all, I was talking to Aer Lingus, guys. There's nothing wrong with the weather. Get up in that plane. He's an exam in the morning. You took his money. You're flying him back." Well, your man, "Oh, sorry, sir, can't take his stuff. I'm leaving it here. You're flying him back."
Whoa.
Man, I've never seen a guy so scared looking. Father
That's
was
mad. And he actually made him take the plane.
So this
into the
no,
sky.
sir, hang on, leave it with me. No, you're flying him. You took his money. There's nothing wrong with the weather. Fly the plane back to Plymouth. He's an exam in the morning, right? So I was like, oh my god. So what he ended up doing was buying me a ticket off the Aer Lingus guy to fly me to Dublin.
Your man did.
Yeah,
No way.
flew me to Dublin, flew me from Dublin to Bristol, and Bristol train down, and they paid that.
That's mad.
The company did
Yeah.
to put you on Aer Lingus.
Yeah.
That's still service of a
Yeah,
kind,
brilliant.
isn't it?
Yeah. Well, so no, I was back.
It's only because your daddy
Yeah,
was
but
there.
that's the thing. Yeah,
It was because they were scared of me dad.
Yeah. That's so bizarre.
He was just like, he was on the phone to someone like, "You're going to have to fly the plane. Like, your man is freaking out here."
That's mad. Would you ever do parachuting with your fear of flying?
No.
Is there any way you'd ever do it? Like, have you ever even thought
I
about
suppose
it?
if I was paid enough.
Okay, yeah.
What would your prize be?
A lot.
Yeah.
£100.
That much?
Yeah.
That's a
Oh,
lot.
yeah.
Sterling.
Yeah. What's like, I don't know. Would you do, have you ever done that?
I haven't. Have you?
No, I don't know.
I would do it because I think it's just like one of those things that like I really don't want to do it, and then I feel like I should do it because I really don't want to do it. And
I think I'm actually more scared of planes that I'd actually want to jump. Like, that's how I really don't like planes. I would
are
be
you really scared of planes?
like,
Oh, it's such a stupid thing to do, isn't it? Go up in the sky.
it is. I agree. Unless you're going to jump out, like,
I don't think I'd jump, no.
But like, I'd feel like, because the control thing, I'd have more control, because if you're a man, even though you'd have someone on your back, but like, I just say, hey man, you just pull that thing now. But like, I'd feel like I'd have more control jumping out of a plane than waiting for the plane to
But
land.
you'd want to have packed the parachute yourself.
That part as well, yeah.
I'm weirder about travelling on boats. Like
No,
big
I-
Ah, but
fucking
you can
boats
swim.
and
Yeah, exactly. That's
but
why.
it's
That's my logic.
So cold
And you have a
deep.
whistle. You've got, you got the
find
life
you.
jacket. And you have a whistle.
You have a whistle for no one to hear you.
Yeah, to attract attention.
To attract
Yes,
no
but there's
one.
going to be lots of other people on the boat in the same situation.
I love Castaway.
Yeah.
I think I would just fall asleep with the life jacket on. I'd wake up on an island, a nice tropical island somewhere.
I think you
With
would
Wilson.
too. You actually would.
Yeah, with a whistle.
Yeah.
With my whistle.
You'd wake up on O'Neill's ball or something
Yeah.
like that.
I would, and I'd have all sorts of adventures, you know.
I have an irrational fear of like, you know, like obviously roller coasters is a common, like I'll still get on roller coasters, but my fear isn't like the speed or the height or anything like that. I enjoy the thrill of
The
it.
dope to put it together, maybe.
No, I don't know. I'm not even afraid of it breaking.
Imperfectly.
Since I
What
was
are you
younger.
afraid of then?
Since I was younger, I had this weird fear that the guy just won't stop it. That he would just think he'd just keep it going
Hilarious.
forever.
It's like being
It's
tickled.
so irrational. Yeah, like being tickled.
My dad
did
used to
that
force
thing.
us onto fairground rides.
You
Oh,
did
really?
that thing where like it was in the beginning, for the first 2 or 3 goes, it'd be fun, and then you'd get more progressively more like, ah.
You'd start getting like sick and like I don't know, like blood would go to your head and I don't know.
I
I'd be,
like it.
yeah.
We used to always get in that crap when we were kids, and I used to be kind of like semi kind of passing out like with the fear.
I love roller coasters. I think they're the funniest. It's one of the best experiences ever.
That's mad.
And
Yeah.
waltzers,
Yeah.
I used to get sick on the waltzers as well. I used to
The Wall of Death. Did you ever go on the Wall of Death?
As well.
What's that?
It's the one where you're
The
chained
G-force
to it.
hinges.
Oh, right.
And then it goes like this.
I've never done that.
I
No.
did that
My
in
dad
Martin.
made me get on one once.
That's quite sick making
Yeah, I
because
vomited.
it's
Well,
the
he
same
said that if
repetitive-
I was vomited, then it would come back in my face. So to keep my mouth shut.
I
Yeah.
vomited.
Yeah.
Good
And
advice.
everybody got a dose.
Good advice.
Everybody got
It was hot dog. Spock was with me, my friend, and he said, "Do you remember
Not the
time-"
real Spock.
No,
Your friend
different.
Spock.
My friend Spock. He said, "Do you remember the time you got sick at the Wall of Death and everybody got a bit of hot dog on him?"
That's mad.
What was the one which was like a wheel, but you were in little cages? So as you were going
Oh, yeah,
round,
yeah.
they'd go round as well.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh, I don't remember the name of it, but like, yeah, that was quite
That was
sick
nasty.
making.
That
Those
was
spinny
horrible.
ones
Yeah,
were
you
all a
were
bit
just
sick
like,
making.
You know that?
And you paid to do it. It was like
And
weird.
queued as well.
queued.
Do you know the one? I think I don't know why. I could be making it up in my head, but did they have one in Tremor one time? But you know it's like you'd see them all over the world. The
Oh, yeah.
slingshot one.
Yeah, yeah,
It was in Tremor for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's mad. I remember. I wouldn't have went on it when I was younger, but I remember seeing it when I was younger. Like the height of that. Maybe it was bigger.
Have you ever
than
been on one of those slingshots on a trampoline?
No.
They have them at Brighton Beach. Like
What? Do you
Brighton-
see the harness at a trampoline?
Yeah, and
They're
you
not-
bounce on a fucking
Yeah, but
trampoline.
they're
and
just,
oh,
yeah,
it's
they're
so
fun.
Funny.
Yeah,
But
they're
you can
good crack.
stop when you want
Yeah,
to.
Yeah, eventually. Like,
But I remember being younger and you fucking person doing it, like they'll like grab your leg and like that shit's weird and they like fling you up.
dislocate your hip.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Things like that.
I don't like. I give them everyone that works at carnivals. I give them the dirtiest looks. Like that's all I do when I'm on the ride. Like I'm looking at them. Like you better turn this off.
We used to go on ghost trains when we were
yeah.
kids, and the fun of the ghost trainers, you know that they jump up in the back of your carriage and go like that to you or something.
In Tremor they
So
do.
yeah,
Yeah.
we used to try and bang him like that. When we were kids, yeah. That was a lot. Just punch them like, yeah. And we'd be telling each other, okay, when you go around this, then he jumps back on your thing and just punch like that real hard.
There's some young lady just
That's
getting paid
lovely.
fuck all.
It's a
Yeah.
lovely story.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, you know, if somebody jumps on the back of something that you're sitting in and starts stroking you,
That's
you're
like
gonna-
yeah.
it's weird.
You have
it
the
is a
right
bit
to.
weird.
Yeah.
I feel like though.
Very Irish.
Yeah, but
Were they dressed as a nun?
yeah.
Priest.
That's why I was going to ask. Like, I'd say that's not a relatable thing. That's such a like on the ghost train in Ireland
Yeah,
in
I get
Tremor.
fed
They
up
have
by the ghost
they have
train.
someone touching you.
Yeah.
Like I imagine you didn't have that in England.
Did you?
Like I'd imagine you had a machine to do it. Like you know, or they do like a Frankenstein might jump out in you. But in Ireland, it was a
Someone's stroking.
Dirty Joe gets up on the back of it. You really had reason to be scared.
The guy who
Back of
manages
your neck.
the guy who manages that ride is watching this now, thinking I never paid anyone to do that. It was just some local.
You get built up on the ghost train.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I do remember like going on some sort of, it wasn't a ghost train, it was like one of those haunted house things.
Oh, lovely.
And something reached out, like it was a plastic can. There was
Yeah,
somebody
you have
behind
plastic ones,
curtains,
yeah.
like,
No, we had.
yeah.
No, you had real hands. Yeah.
Therein lies the
God.
difference between
Ireland and England. Yeah.
I mean, the children here were so used to it anyway.
Yeah.
They thought they'd get away with it.
Yeah.
That's
Why
funny.
treat them to the old plastic can when it can be? Lucy, what were you doing in Australia?
Traveling around.
Well, did you
Drinking.
did you make it the whole way round, or did you get?
Didn't do Western Australia. No. I thought I'd go to Bali for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then kind of did the Southeast Asia bit. And then I was in Kuala Lumpur, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And I ran out of money. I had $10 left.
Yeah.
So I had to ring my daddy, and he sent too much money to the Hong Kong and Shanghai bank. I had to sleep outside for 2 or 3 days.
Somebody sending too much
Well,
money.
once you turned it into Malaysian dollars, it was like a fortune.
Insane.
Oh,
So I went back to Bali for 8 weeks
Oh,
That's nice.
and then
Bali's
came
lovely.
home.
That's nice.
Bali.
Did you work at all in Australia? Or
I
was
did.
It just what did you do then?
Oh, I did loads of stuff. And I hitched around.
Yeah, we hitched on road trains. A friend and I, like road trains was a really common thing to do when we were there. And
What
then
do you
you
mean
have like
road
this whole
trains?
network, like those massive
Like
trucks,
cabin drag,
like-
drag.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
No, I remember. I think I was in Cairns, and we were gonna. There were, the notices that would go up, and it was like, there's a car going to Alice Springs or whatever, if anybody wants to go. And I ended up going across the desert with a Portuguese guy called Alfonso.
No way.
In a Ford Falcon, and it broke down.
No
and he
way.
sat on a termite hill and cried.
Wait, what?
And I laid underneath it drinking beer with 2 lorry drivers.
On a
trying
termite hill?
A termite hill, yeah.
Okay, what?
Trying to stick the exhaust or whatever bit of car it was back on while he cried. Alfonso cried.
That's mad.
Sitting on a termite hill.
Had you been with that car for a long time though? Because people did get quite attached to their.
That just sounds...
Yeah,
I didn't get
vehicles
attached to the car at all, and I didn't get attached to Alfonso either,
Yeah,
because I thought he was a
was a
dick.
crybaby. Yeah, it was a really good trip to do, like, because everything is so kind of spontaneous, and like there was always, like in hostels, there is always those notices going up of people doing different shit, and
That's mad, yeah.
And you could
really
go and
good.
stay in the rainforest. Only I organised to go and stay in this place. It was right up above Cairns.
Cape
but
Tribulation, like around there. is it?
Cape York and that sort of place, yeah. And once I got there, I read the small print and you had to bring food. And I hadn't brought any. But I'd brought a great big jar of Vegemite. And I lasted well over a week.
Just Vegemite?
On Vegemite.
Oh my God.
That's actually really impressive. Like,
I was starting to look
Bear
at the
Grylls couldn't do
leeches
that.
going, I bet they're nice.
Oh my God, that's mad.
I went up to the rainforest, like around Cape Tribulation and stuff, and I was thinking about working up there. And then I'd been there for like 3 days and it hadn't stopped raining. And I kept thinking, this is just one of those phases, like it'll eventually stop. And I said to one of the guys that worked in the hostel, who like was really sound, like, and I was like, when's it going to stop raining? Because I want to look for work or something. And he's like, it's the fucking rainforest.
Yeah.
Like, what do you, like it, it won't stop raining now. That's literally it for the next few months.
It was very damp.
Oh, I never thought of that. He's like, that really hadn't occurred
And you
to me.
became a doctor.
Yeah.
Gosh.
It was a long time ago. It was a long time ago. But yeah, it was, that literally hadn't occurred to me, that it just pissed it down for months and months, and that's why they called it the rainforest.
Yeah.
That's mad.
That was a bit of a, just a play on words thing.
Yeah. It's very... should we finish up now? Yeah. Does anyone have anything else to add before I do the goodbye thing? You're.
I'd like Lucy to give us a song maybe before we.
Yeah, we always get every. I don't know if you watch the podcast, but I guess
I do avidly every time one.
Okay, well, as you know, I guess we'll sing every time.
Maybe
at the end.
sing us out on a hymn or something.
A hymn.
What? All things bright and beautiful. I've often heard you sing that. You do a mean version
Yeah,
of
being extremely religious.
Yeah.
Do you want it in Latin?
Please.
Oh God, I forget. Is that time up now?
No, I don't think we'll have time for a Latin song. Unfortunately, you get your okay. Maybe
Part
next
two,
time.
maybe.
You have
Maybe next time.
Yeah. But like, yeah, if you want to go in and experience, because that's what buying coffee in Lucy's is. It's not like a sort of morning thing. It's an experience. You know, you might get blunt, Lucy. You might get, well, sometimes you get a bit blunt, like, no matter how blunt you are, you're very nice at the end. Like for
Blunt, I beg your pardon, young
wait,
man.
is blunt not the right word? Like straight to
I'm
the
not
point.
sure. Am I blunt?
Is that what people say when you're straight to the
Yeah,
point?
it is
Yeah, you're
exactly.
very blunt.
Oh,
But you're
I?
straight. It's a nice
I
thing.
thought I was kind of
No, you're
wispy.
No. Okay, right. Okay.
Hey, we're open
Bubbly.
Sundays now.
For example,
Open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the
Yeah.
time I'm being an artist.
Yeah. At what times? Whenever time you feel
About
like. Or,
7:30.
Yeah, people
Okay,
should
yeah.
fast during the week.
Yeah.
And then come in on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Yeah.
I agree with
For
that.
a rasher sandwich.
Yeah.
Or whatever you feel like cooking.
Or whatever I feel like cooking.
Yeah.
You always have nice baked goods every day anyway. So so make sure you go in and get some.
And you may get blunt Lucy.
Yeah.
Or you may get wispy Lucy.
Well, an example of this is what I mean is the other day I was in there and I didn't I just got tea and you were like why you were straight to the point. You were like, why don't you want food? Are you poor? And I was like, because you were like, and I was like, no, like, and then you were just like, I'll give it to you for free. So like you turned from blunt to nice. So it was like there was a reason for your bluntness.
Is that Blythe?
What? Blythe, yeah.
Blythe.
You're very Blythe.
I'm very Blythe.
That's exactly
It wasn't
what
a
it is.
maggoty sandwich as well. Just a
I never-
maggoty
that's
Yeah,
not
because he
good at
sits there and he watches Hugh have his poached
I
eggs on
watch.
toast.
That's
And he
so
said-
weird.
Yeah,
I
he does.
watch.
He sits and he watches and he has like a cup of tea and looks kind of pale and kind of
Starving. And I go,
starving. And Hugh sits there stuffing
That's
his
my
face.
culture. That's my culture. You can't.
I go,
like,
these
talk
eggs are
about
so
that.
nice.
Did I have to ask you 2 or 3 times then?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
See,
probably.
I
one of those.
never got that. I never got
No.
the 2 or 3. It's like, do you want a cup of tea? No, okay then.
Yeah.
But you're meant to say, do you want a cup
Go
of tea?
on.
Do you want a cup of tea? Do you want a cup of tea?
It's all been turned. I'm going to be honest. The reason, like, Hugh wants me to go down because he's a bit nervous going down there. He thinks you're a bit too blunt. Is what he said. He said he needs some
I'm so
social
shy.
support.
I'm so
He needs
shy.
some social support. So go down and watch him. Make sure he's okay.
He is
like-
socially inept. I know
Yes.
this. We've been trying for years now, but
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, he's come a
Socially
long way.
habituate you.
Yeah.
He's come a long way.
I can use knife and fork now?
You can, but you don't always put them together when you're finished.
No, I don't.
Oh, do you do that thing?
Yeah,
Oh,
he just leaves
no.
them.
I'm done.
Yeah, pushes back, burps, and that's him.
Goes for a poo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Not
it.
in the shop.
I am in when she's not looking.
Oh my god!
I lodge a complaint and then leave. She doesn't mind.
At least you won't get toxic constipation.
No, I won't.
Yeah.
I won't start raving and.
At least
Yeah.
you're not going to find the cure anyway. So, yeah. So thanks million for coming on. It was a lovely
Thank you, Lucy.
conversation.
That was weird.
And it was actually I won't say that
Favourite
because it'll
episode.
offend past guests, but it was a very good conversation. It's actually one of my favorite ones because
Favorite ones.
genuinely, because my goal is I want us to be able to have normal conversations, like
Do you have a goal?
as if we were in a cafe on Friar Street. That's the type of conversations we
That's
want
the
to
thing we're
have.
going for here.
This is exactly the type of conversation you get in the Green Sheep. Like you've got it here now, if you're wondering.
We're trying not to have goals. I think the less goals you have, the better.
Yeah, we only need to disappointment.
Stop
I know.
trying.
I know.
Stop
You just stop trying. because
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the
Just
Well,
getting
fucking
up out of
point?
bed in the morning is the goal enough
It's
for me.
enough.
Yeah,
It's enough.
Getting out of bed and getting through the day.
Exactly.
Enough
And getting
done.
back into bed in the evening.
Exactly.
That's
That's
never the
enough.
dreams.
You
So-
should never reach for anything, really.
You'd be disappointed.
So hit the subscribe button.
Or
and
not.
Sorry, we interrupted him. He was doing his goodbyes.
All right.
And,
Everybody listen.
If you can donate, because I have a goal and I'll try. And
Your goal is to buy stuff down the Green Sheet.
yeah,
So you could
if you can donate,
To
so we
actually
can buy
pay for
tea.
your own
Here, you've got to
Yeah.
hold this up.
Oh yeah, here. This is
An award.
an award that was given by the local
Credit union.
the
Constabulary.
cafe board. The local credit union. But yeah, this is the best coffee in Turles Fat.
Wow, you won this. Show me look.
He won it.
Yeah,
Show me look. The Green Sheep, the best coffee in Turles.
Yeah.
that's right,
You won
Hugh.
it.
That's right.
Yeah, we
That's
won
what we're
that.
trying to do here.
Wow.
And I've donated that in lieu of money to the podcast.
No way.
We can raffle this.
You can raffle that.
Oh, I
That's
thought it
your
looked good
award.
up there. We can raffle it, but we're going to keep the prize.
Yeah. We can raffle it, just keep the money
No,
out
we
of the
can
pile.
raffle it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we can
It's
go
not gonna
shake the
stay there.
cup. We should put the cup outside the door so when we're doing the podcast, like,
No,
post-
because when it
Little
rains.
tips in it.
oh yeah,
it'll
yeah,
go
like
soggy.
tips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's buy
We
it.
leave it. The future guest might
That's so
tip
much
us.
nicer.
Okay, right. We'll finish up now. You know what? If you want to If you're listening on Spotify, we appreciate it. Or if you're also watching it on YouTube, we appreciate you can
we on Spotify?
do it as well. Yeah,
Gosh.
very fancy, very fancy. We've upgraded. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We'd really appreciate. It's just numbers.
We'll do another episode about ponyback riding. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be very important.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we can explain what it is because I still don't know.
No, Hugh doesn't know either.
Yeah.
He's just saying
Just
it because
a term
he
you
likes
use it.
saying it.
Yeah, thanks million for watching, and see you next week. Shlán. Happy Christmas, happy holidays. I don't know when this is going out, but happy holidays.
Bye.
Bye.